Okay, let's to knees, please. Lift under shoulders, knees under hips. Do some cat-cow, arching inward and downward, and rounding up like a Halloween cat. Inhale. When you arch downward, open the front of the body, your chest. Allow the breath to come in. Exhale as you close the front of the body, squeezing the breath out. Try to move with your breath. Move slowly. Control your movement. Control your breath. Warming up the back. Come back to a neutral spine. Just circle the hips. Try not to rock forward and back. Try to just use your ab and waist and back muscles. Circle. Keep going in the same direction that you start in for a while. Warming up more in the hips and the back. Now circle the other way, please. Come to neutral spine. Do cat balancing. Right leg straight, left arm straight forward. Try not to lift your right leg high, higher than your glute muscles. Hold the pose. Find your place to focus. Balancing pose. This is a good balancing pose because you don't have far to fall. Lower down, change sides, left leg straight back, right arm straight forward. Lower down, lift your hands a little bit forward. Your arms are angled, keep your hands there, fingers spread wide, curl your toes under, push back to a bent knee, downward dog. And then alternate. First, come all the way up onto the balls of your feet or your toes. Then press your right heel to the mat, bend your left knee. And slowly, all the way up. This is not done fast. Bend your right knee, left heel to the mat. Keep moving, warming up. Legs, the arms, stretching gently. After you press your left heel down, come up onto your toes, and then press both heels to the mat. Push back. Hold the downward dog. Your knees can be slightly bent if your back is not happy this morning. Now, if you have a hard time lunging, your right foot all the way up between your hands, lower to your knees, step your right foot forward, And then lift your left knee up. Otherwise, right leg in the air. Lunge it. Make sure the shin is straight up and down, more or less. Your knee is over your heel. Just hold, lunge. Press your back heel, your left heel toward the mat without turning your foot. Get a good stretch. That'll lift your chest. Don't collapse down like I was just doing. Lift up. Straighten your right leg out. Your toes down. Do it slowly. Feel a stretch in the front of the shin, maybe the ankle, keeping those toes down. Stretch down head to knee. Adjust your hands wherever they need to be. They can be on a block. Back to the lunge. And however you need to do it, lower your back knee, go to hands and knees, and then downward dog, or just step back to downward dog. Pedal your feet again. Slowly. And again, however you need to do the lunge, left foot forward. Hold the lunge. Push through the back heel. Feel a stretch in the back leg. Now straighten out the left leg. You guys have to suffer through this warm-up. This is what I usually do before class. So they didn't have a chance this morning. Again, however you need to get there, go back to downward dog. Pedal your feet again. And both heels to the mat. Walk or jump to a forward bend. Hold your shins, let your arms hang. Whatever you do in a forward bend, let your head hang down. Put your hands on your hips and flatten your back. Just lift up till you think your spine is about parallel to the mat. Don't look forward, but look a little bit forward. Don't compress the back of your neck. Hold that. Your elbows might be a little bit higher, but you don't feel pull on the front of your shoulders. And then tighten your abs. Come all the way up. Inhale your arms up. Hold your left wrist. Curve to the right. You can shift your hips to the left as you curve, reaching your arms out. You can keep your hips over your heels as you curve. Don't let your head rest down on the bottom arm. Don't let the top arm rest on the head. Try to reach your arms. Feel the stretch. Since you're holding your left wrist and you're tilting to the right, you're going to feel it more in the left. Be careful with shoulders. If this is too much, bend your elbows. Slowly back up. Hold your right wrist. Curve to the left. All those other options apply. Please try to keep your head more or less equal between your arms. Reach your arms or bend your elbows, whatever works. Slowly back up. Release your hands. Come down to chair pose. Great warm up for the back and the legs. Shift your weight a little bit back toward your heels. Hold it. Your hands can be out. You can have elbows bent, elbows out. You can have your hands on your hips. And also reach your arms straight forward, parallel to the floor. Slowly back up. Release your arms. Tree pose. If you need support for balancing poses, be somewhere where you can put your hand on the wall. We're going to keep the right foot down, so it's a good idea to have the right hand on the wall. And slowly, now you can put your foot against your shin or your calf. You can even let the tips of the toes touch down for balance. Your arms can be out to the side. You do cactus arms again. But don't, a lot of people bring the foot up and hook the heel above the knee. Now, if you're very conscious of what you're doing, that would be safe-ish, as long as you don't push hard against the inside of the knee. And since most of us, when we start to lose our balance, we may push hard. So it's better, generally speaking, to stay below the knee or use your hand and pull it up above the knee. Hold it. Find one place to focus with your eyes. And release. And we all have a better balance side, including me. My left side, my left foot down isn't as well balanced usually, but sometimes it switches on me, so I'm never sure. So again, left foot down, spread your toes a little bit, sink down into the mat with that leg as if it is the root of a tree. Sink down beyond the mat, beyond the floor. Imagine in your head that you're holding on to the earth. Do whatever version works for you, but not the knee if you can help it. And release. Okay, stand wide. We're going to do some things, and we're going to come back to balancing again. Inhale, arms up, left foot straight forward, right foot turned out 90 degrees. Standing wide. Exhale, warrior two. Knee joint over the heel. So this, see that seam? It goes straight up and down. Hold it. Shoulders down, sternum lifted. Shoulders rotated back. You can turn your arms to help rotate your shoulders. Push into the outer edge of the back foot to realign that back ankle. Relax your front toes. Turn your palms up. Inhale up, foot forward. Exhale down, warrior two to the left. Heel to arch alignment or less. Adjusting for balance as needed. Don't let that left knee tilt in toward the big toe side. Let this left hip come forward rather than trying to force it back and have the knee come forward. Right hip. Slowly up, foot forward with control. Tighten your abs, swan dive to forward bend. Hold it. Reverse swan dive, inhale up. Exhale, release. Feet mountain distance. Now you may try some other things. You could maybe put your heel on a blanket. Maybe that'll help with the balancing poses. Again, you can hold a stick or hold your hand on a wall or something, or the back of a chair. A chair over there. I'll get my chair. You can do the same tree that we just did. Each successive tree is going to be a little bit more challenging. But again, do what works for you. When you bring the foot up, we're going to put it in the front of the right leg. The right leg's going to stay down. At the bend, trying to bring it up so the side of the foot is where the hip and the leg meet. Right here, the bend in the hip. If you can't bring it up that high, a little bit lower is okay. But crossing it down here, just above the knee, might challenge your left knee a little bit too much. If you feel that, then just go back to the regular tree pose. Or you can flex the foot because it would challenge it in the same way that reclined pigeon does. So if you flex the left foot, that'll help support the knee. Don't put it over the knee. Put it, well, down lower. Don't cross it. Don't have it crossed down below the knee if you can help it. And if you do, make it light so you're not pushing real hard into the leg. That'll help with the left knee as well. Otherwise, find your focus point. Bring the left foot up. See if you can put the outer edge of the left foot right there in the bend of your hip. Hold the foot. Get your left arm up. Let your left knee go down a little bit. Now, if you're feeling pretty balanced in this, I'm not. You can wrap your left arm around behind you and try to grab your inner right elbow. So it's like this. Behind you, you're still holding your foot. Just for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Left foot down. Everything applies that I explained on the other side. Right foot up. Hold it. Again, you can wrap your right arm around behind you. Try to hold the bend in the elbow. Hold it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Stand wide again. Right toes turned out. Inhale your arms up. And exhale to triangle. Shift, tilt your pelvis. Don't just round down into triangle. Try to keep your spine in a straight line with your pelvis for as much as you can. And at the very end, you can curve down a little bit, but not to where you're leaning forward. In a lateral pose, as if you're standing between a wall that is narrow. So you can't go forward and you can't go back. Go straight sideways. That's how Bikram, the man who brought hot yoga, original hot yoga, to this country, used to describe it. Pull yourself up with your left hand. Change sides. Remember this back foot. You can turn the toes in. You can have the toes turned out a little bit. Whatever feels right for your hips. They're all just different ways of doing it, different styles of yoga. Tilt your pelvis. Shift your hips to the right a little bit. Again, you're between two walls. You don't want to run into the front wall or the back wall. Pull yourself up. And again, feet hip distance. We're going to prepare for King Dancer. We're going to do a few things first. King Dancer is where you hold your foot behind and you're reaching forward. You're trying to lower, or you could stay lifted if you want, or you can lower down so your spine is parallel. But first, we're just going to keep the right foot down and bring the left knee up. Find your focus point. Don't move your eyes. Pull it up. Stay straight. And lower down. Change sides. Sink down into the earth with your left foot. Tighten your abs a little bit. Lift your chest. And lower down. Stand wide again. We're going to do extended side angle. If you can extend your arm past the top of your head, you can reach it straight up. It'll all depend on your shoulder. But I like to reach the arm before I go over, because once you're over, reaching the arm pulls a whole lot more. So it's better if you have it there to begin with, at least for me. Inhale, arms up, right foot turns out. Keep your left arm up and kind of alongside your head, but not resting on it. Bend your right knee and lean over. Let's do a high extended side angle. And this is another lateral pose. You're between two walls. Don't go forward. Reach your arm. It's not a curve. It's an angle. There's not a lot of pressure on this leg. It's just there to help with balance and give you a little support. Look toward the ground. You know, you can have your head however you need. Reach this left arm back up. Tighten it. Pull yourself up and then straighten this right leg. Change sides. Inhale, arms up. Keep my right arm reaching as I go over toward the left. Hold it. And reach your arm up, pull yourself up, and come back to mountain. Okay, King Banter, I'm going to do it sideways. That'll give me something to hold on to for one thing. Nice. And you can see it a little bit better. Right foot stays down. Try to just shift your weight a little bit to the right. Get that focus on that right leg, supporting you, reaching into the earth. Bring your left knee up slowly. Slide your hand down around the ankle or the top of the foot. Pull the heel behind. Like this. You can stay right here. Practice your balance so you can start moving the heel away from your buttocks as you start leaning forward. Once you feel your balance is going to go, hold it a little bit there and see if you can push it a little bit further away. See if you can get it as far away as possible. You're down. Your arm is reaching forward. Then come back up and release. Oh, that's my leg, felt that, my supporting leg. Other side. The left foot stays down. Lean a little bit to the left. Get your weight over the left foot. Sink that leg all the way down. Find your focus point. You don't need to look at me. You know what you're going to do. Bring your right knee up. Slide your hand down around the top of the foot or the ankle. Drop the knee. The heel is toward the glute. And then if you want, reach forward and start leaning forward and down as you push your heel away. And hold the pose. Stop anytime you feel you're about to lose your balance. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Stand wide. How do you like that? We didn't go, oftentimes, we go from a balancing pose down into one-legged forward bend and then down to a lunge, and we do all that kind of stuff. I'm being nice today. It must be because it's, well, it isn't, but it feels like a Monday, right? Okay, maybe it doesn't. Where was I? Oh, yeah. Standing wide. We're going to do extended side angle again. If your hips and your back and your arms and shoulders need to keep it high, keep it high. Otherwise, you may want to have a block to use. I usually put it so it's going to bisect my knee. You can have it high or low or lower. That's what blocks are good for. You can change the height. Right foot turned out. You can see how I line up the block. And that's usually because my arm is going to come down a little bit higher than my knee, a little bit on my thigh. So I have the block there. And you can have it higher. Or you can lean over on your leg just like we did before. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, reach this left arm past the top of your head and reach down. And I like to have my hand forward and down, and then I push a little gently against that bent leg. And see how that will move my whole torso back. It'll allow me to rotate my torso back. And it also keeps that right knee from tilting inward, which you can do in this pose. Bend your elbow, reach your arm up. Pull yourself up. Eek. Change sides. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend your knee, reach your right arm, and come down to your extended side angle on this side. Remember, between the wall, my shoulder on this side doesn't like going down that far. Yes, you can feel it in your shoulder. So I'm staying on the block. Lengthening. If I go down further, I have to lean forward. And this arm isn't reaching as far. It's up a little bit because of my shoulder. I'm paying attention to how it feels. Bend your elbow, reach your arm up, come all the way up. Both feet forward with control. Swan dive to a forward bend. And rest there. Fingers on the mat if you can, or come all the way up. Step or jump your feet to mountain distance. Stretch down. If you put your fingers under your toes, you put just your fingertips under your toes. Your thumbs are pointing toward each other. Or you can move, put the palm of your hand underneath your toes, or have your toes almost up to your wrist. You can bend your elbows a little bit. And try lifting gently, not pulling on your shoulders a lot. But just think about flattening your back a little bit. Consider this like a weird monkey. All monkeys make you weird, but this one is weirder. Or you can just stay hanging down. Slowly release your fingers and come to seated, cross-legged, left leg in front. Balancing poses always warm me up a lot. Cross-legged, left leg in front. Take a deep inhale to lengthen your spine, lift your chest, reach forward with your heart, reach out from the hips, stay straight as long as you can, and then allow yourself to round down wherever it goes. Support yourself. You can just rest on your arms, or you can rest on your hands and press forward. Hold the stretch. Slowly lift back up. Twist left. Stay nice and straight. Just turn the waist and the hips. Shoulders relaxed. Spine long. Hold the stretch. Don't lean back. If your torso is long, your arms are shorter, have your hand on something behind you, close to you. Keep lengthening your spine. Keep separating the vertebrae. Give the disc room for this to happen. And of course, if you currently have a bulging or ruptured disc, you never do a seated twist. So just sit with your eyes closed. We can hold a forward bend longer. Back to center. Change the legs. Right leg in front. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, reach forward and down, flat back as long as you can. And at the very end, let yourself round down. Wherever your stretch is perfect. Slowly inhale your way back up. Let your inhale lift you. Let your exhale guide you into a twist to the right. All things apply. Plexus down equally. Don't arch up, but lengthen your spine without lifting your buttock. Or overarching. Over the back shoulder if it's okay. With your neck. Hold the twist. And back to center. Sit wide. You can sit on a blanket for always. You can always sit on a blanket. Any seated pose. Or two. Whatever feels right for your back, your hips, your knees, the joints in the back. You need to be careful you don't create bigger issues by not supporting it. Do a side stretch to the right. Hold the stretch. Remember, it's not about touching your toes. It's not about reaching your toes and barely looking under your arm. It's about staying sideways. This is also a lateral pose. Can't pretend you're in a wall, though, in a hallway. But hold the stretch. Slowly back up. Side stretch to the left. Again, it's about stretching and leaning toward the left leg. It's not about touching the toes. It's about staying sideways. Keep that top shoulder back without pulling back with your arm. If your right arm doesn't want to reach, it can reach up or touch your shoulder, but you can still lean into the stretch. Hold it. Slowly back up. And carefully, if you don't want to do this because it aggravates your back, this was something I didn't do for the first 10 years I practiced yoga. I did other ways to stretch. And I came back to it later. But otherwise, stretch straight forward. You can sit on a blanket. That does help with backs, particularly. Hold the stretch. Use your blocks if you need to rest your arms on or your head. I'm going to be recycling those white blocks at the studio because they do take that kind of styrofoam. If anybody wants one, please let me know before I take them. They're about 2 blocks, maybe a little bit more than 2 blocks width, maybe a block or height, and a block and a half. They're about the same height, maybe a little bit higher. Slowly come back up. Sit comfortably, whatever that is for you. Oh, I wanted to do, let's do this anyway. Sit wide again. We haven't done this in a long time, and our arms aren't tired, but we are stretched. So we can try it. I think some of you had reached the point where you were able to do this. The hard part is the shoulders in this and the wrists, but primarily the shoulders, because you have to, your palms are like this on the floor, and you're turning them toward your legs and then back under your legs. That's the hard part, because that rotation happens a little bit at the wrist, but a lot at the shoulders. You have them in close because your heavy part is your buttocks and your hips. And then try to lift up and hold it. If you can lift your legs, that's what the full pose is. I don't know if I'm ever going to lift my legs, but at least I can do this much for a little while. Sometimes I can't even do this. It just depends. Slowly back down. Okay, now sit comfortably. That wasn't comfortable? What? Let's do a little bit of breathing. Hands in namaste. Inhale your arms out to the side and up. Exhale, palms press together. Back to heart center. If you want, you're gathering and healing. With your inhale, you exhale it from your heart through your whole body, or to somebody you know needs healing. Next time your hands are in namaste, we're going to start core. Thank you, yoga people. I hope you stay for core. If not, see you Thursday, Satnam, and namaste. And core. We're going to start standing wide. turned away from each other. Remember, use your abs to lift up and to support you as you go down, arms out. Slowly reach down towards your left ankle shin with your right hand, slowly back up, all the way up. And then go to the other side. Don't lift this right arm way up. It's just out of the way. You don't want to pull on the shoulder. Tighten your abs to come all the way back up to straight. Pause it straight for a second. And then go down the other side. Keep moving. Side to side. Slowly and mindfully use your abs. This is a back strengthener, a back stretcher. And when you intentionally focus on using your abs and ab strengthener, keep moving slowly. It's also, by the way, very good for the digestive system, which means it's also very good for the immune system. Next time you're reaching the left hand to the right, come slowly back up. Lower your arms. Bring your feet to mountain distance. We'll give it a moment so that everybody can be here, or even a little bit further apart. It's going to be a balance thing. So sometimes standing a little bit further apart. Hands on your shoulders, fingers in front, thumbs in back, elbows shoulder height. Again, bring your left knee up towards your right elbow to left knee, and back. Slowly. I know we want to rush because we're losing our balance, but find that one focus point. Try to move slowly, and there may be times when you'll move faster because you will be losing your balance. Try to come back to slow. Alternating sides, working the abs primarily. There's a lot we can do standing. Strengthen the abs and back. As you do yoga or Pilates, you only know of the ones laying on your back and all the crunches and stuff. There's a lot more you can do. After you reach your left elbow to your right knee, or was that the first side? Anyway, finish with the second side, whichever that was, and come back standing, feet 3 or 4 inches apart, toes pointing straight ahead. I'll give it a minute so everybody can come back to standing, or less than a minute. Now bend your knees, bend the hips, shift your weight a little bit back toward your heels. Your knees will obviously come past your heels, your shins, when you bend both legs. But try not to let them go past your toes, about mid-foot. Hands on your thighs without pushing down hard on your thighs and lifting your shoulders up. Now watch my shoulders. They don't lift. Arch inward and round back. My knees stay the same. Even my head can stay the same. Sometimes when you round back, you tuck your chin. Sometimes when you arch forward, you look straight forward, not up. Or you can just keep your head neutral. That may help. Keep your shoulders neutral. Again, try not to rock your knees forward and back. Try to keep them at a neutral place so they don't move. Use your ab muscles when you round back. Use your back muscles when you arch forward. It's like cow or camel ride. And then straighten your legs and just hang down in a forward bend. Stretch your back. Slowly round or unround. Stand wide. I highly recommend a block, even if you are very flexible. In the center, toes turned out. Now you need to be very mindful of your arms, because everybody, including mine, when we do a halfway forward bend, we want our arms out parallel, but that's harder. The arms are heavier here than they are when they're lifted up like this. So that's what we tend to do. And if you look, lift your arms up, but not high, and look at them. Then bring them down to parallel to the mat or the floor. That's where your starting and ending position is. You want to try to do that as best you can. If you start to feel it too much in your shoulders, then you can do it with both hands down, swinging one arm out and up, and then come back. And this can be your starting position, arms down, rather than here. Tighten your abs. You're going to lower your right hand down as you twist. See, I'm moving both. I'm moving my left arm and my right arm without lifting the right arm up until this arm is down and this arm is up, wherever the shoulder allows it to go. And then come back to parallel. Arms parallel. Hold it for a second. See how I check my arms. And then left arm down, right arm up. Your left hand is about straight down from your shoulder, about center line with your torso. So it may not be straight down. You come back parallel. Right arm down, center, right where your navel would be if you were facing down. Left arm up, back to starting position, whether your hands are down or up. Please do not swing your arm up. Move slowly. Rotate your whole torso. This has nothing to do with the shoulders, so there shouldn't. Don't swing your arm up trying to get it up there. Turn. Use your abs. You're working on your abs and your back and your waist. You're not working on your shoulders. Move slowly. Your arm doesn't have to be pointing to the ceiling. It's wherever you can rotate in your hip. One side may go more than the other. Pay attention to what you're doing. Be mindful. Use your abs if you're starting and stopping position or arms straight out. Use your abs to hold you straight. Don't let your head hang down. Keep your neck also as part of the spine straight, parallel to the floor, not hanging down. A few more times. I'm being bossy today, aren't I? See, you don't have your sound on, so I can't hear you say yes, which is a good thing. After you do your second side, which I think is the right arm up, come back down, come all the way down onto your back. Yes, we'll do some of those traditional things. Let's start with knees bent. Actually, let's hug the knees in. Stretch your back. Rock a little bit side to side. Relax your shoulders. Just use some arm muscle to hug those knees in. Let's make sure our back isn't tightening up. A lot of that was back stuff that we did standing. Now let your feet rest on the mat. knees bent, wherever's comfortable. You can have your feet a little bit wider if you want. Fingertips behind your head. 3-part crunches. You're working on the upper abs below the ribs, above the navel, so that's the ones you want to focus on pulling in and keeping active. So tighten your low abs, pull them in and lift a little bit more, lift up without sitting up, and then slowly release back down. Control it both directions. 2, pull abs in, and 2, and 2. Slowly release. See if you can move at my speed. I know it's harder. Don't pull your head up, just support it. 3, 3, which is why fingertips instead of the whole hand behind your head. Makes your fingers strong too. 4, 4, 4. Keep going. Move slowly. Remember, the slower you move, the less you have to do. All of a sudden, it's going to take you 1 whole minute to do one, right? Yeah, you like to work hard. You don't think you do. You may deny it, but you do. Okay, next time down, stay down, hug both knees into your chest, rock a little bit, side to side, massage your back. Legs straight out on the mat, hands under your buttocks, not your low back, below your low back, buttocks, your iliacs, legs straight. Just even having your palms under there creates a little lift in the low back. So if you have something more, if you have one of those little balls or a blanket, you may want to keep your knees bent because that's going to lift your low back up even more. If you can, fingers under and use your abs to push your low back down toward the mat. If it doesn't touch with your hands there, that's okay. But keep pushing it down so it doesn't keep arching up to try to help you do this. Keep pushing that back down. Lift both legs, squeeze them, lift both legs slowly up. Slowly, slowly. Mine aren't there yet. Yours aren't there yet either. And if you need to bend your knees as you get up higher because your hamstrings are tight, do so. Try to get your legs up. So bending your knees if you need to. And then slowly lower back down. And again, bending your knees is nicer on the back as well. So you could keep them a little bit bent like this as you go up and down. Just let your heels touch the mat, and not the rest of your legs. Skin just bent a little bit, but that makes a lot of difference in the back. Push your back down, lift slowly back up. And slowly squeeze your legs together, not that hard, just enough. Back down. Squeezing your legs together helps support the SI joint, believe it or not, in the back. Tightens those muscles. You can also tighten your glutes intentionally if you want, and push your back down. Keep your abs, low abs, navel and below, pulled in as you do this. Keep moving slowly. Sort of some traditions called reverse crunches. There are a number of ways to work the low abs, and they're all more or less reverse crunches. It's dark over on this side of the room. Dark-ish. anybody need to be under a spotlight? It's the last thing I need to be under. Candlelight. That would be good. Okay. Next time your legs are down, slowly start bending your knees, feet on the mat. And then bring your knees up to your chest, hug them. Rock it a little bit, side to side, stretch, and massage your back. This next one is a kind of two-part one. You're going to stay on one side, then we'll change the other side, then we'll come back to the first side again to do something a little different. Cross your right ankle above your left knee on your thigh, like you might sit in a chair. If your arms by your side, palms up, you might need to adjust that left foot in a little bit more toward the center line of your body because you're going to slowly lift your hips. So slowly lift up, just get them off the mat. See, it doesn't have to be high, and you definitely don't want to arch up. Just lift up and lower down. Relax for a second and lift again. My mid-back, the back of my shoulders are obviously on the floor. And keep moving, slowly lifting, working the back of the body, the glutes, the area that supports the SI joint, keeps it stable. Sometimes when the SI joint, one or the other of them slip, it can cause sciatic pain, or you can feel like I always, mine did, and mine did that a lot. That was one of my big issues. It felt like my hip was out, although obviously my hip wasn't out because I could still walk. It hurt. So this is a great way to start to strengthen those supporting muscles around there to keep that joint, those joints stable. Slowly lower back down, uncross, hug both knees in for a moment. Stretch, rock. Lower both feet to the mat, cross your left ankle. Again, you may need to adjust the right foot in center line a little bit. Arms out for balance. Don't push against the floor with your arms to lift yourself up, please. And slowly, I'm going to show it again, slowly lift your hips just to get them off up to about mid-back, shoulder blades, and lower back down. Lift and lower. And again, you're not pushing with your arms. They're just out there for balance. Keep moving. Gentle today, we're going to start with our regular stretch, which is what we always used to do at the end of Pilates, a lot of them. But they were going to do a little bit for the neck and the shoulders. Because Tuesday is that wonderful gentle stretch routine, and then other things added, and it's going to be shoulders and neck this time, maybe fingers. Release. Okay, come back, crush your right ankle. This one's for the abs. You probably already know what's coming. we've done it before. Bring your left knee up towards your abs. This right leg is kind of pushing, making it harder for the left knee to come in. So pull it in. Flex your right foot if you need to protect the right knee. And also you can cross knee to knee, which will really help protect the right knee if you need to. So cross knee to knee. Back down. Lift up, or if your right knee is okay, this puts a little bit more difficulty with lifting the left leg, lifting it up and down, and not just lift it, pull it in. Use your abs. So it doesn't just come off the mat. You want to pull it in to really work those abs. Keep moving. Again, cross knee to knee. If you need to be careful with the right knee, you can still get a good workout with that. Release. Change sides. Cross the left ankle. Flex the foot if you need to protect the knee. If you need more protection, slide it across, crossing knee to knee. And slowly lift your hips. And slowly back down. Keep that left leg as relaxed as you can as you lift and lower. Keep moving. I was reading, they talk about food and stuff when they were talking about people doing things, and somebody was having a ham sandwich from a fresh slice from a ham. That's the thing I miss most about no longer eating pork. Pork is harder for me than beef, ham and bacon and all that stuff, but that's okay. I can't eat those critters. They're smart. They're self-aware. Just can't do it. Slowly release. Bring both knees up. Hug. Rock. Okay, come over onto your hands and knees. And lower down to your forearms. Elbows under your shoulders. You have to move your knees back. They will tend to be up close. Move them back. Check your elbows under your shoulders. I angle my arms in a little bit. Straighten your left leg straight back. Toes touch. You're just going to be moving the left leg. It's going to be a while. It's going to be about a minute of movement. So this is for the low back again. And the glutes. Lift it slowly up. Keep the foot flexed. That makes the muscles a little bit tighter. You won't be able to overlift. Some people swing up and really arch their low back. Lower down. You keep the foot flexed. It stretches and tightens the hamstrings. So you can't lift as high. But it also makes the lift harder because you are lifting against tight hamstrings. Believe it or not, that makes a difference. Keep moving. Yes, I'm counting. I may have just started the clock, but I know how far we had gone before I started the clock. So you won't go past a minute, I hope. Do not swing your leg up. Lift it. Make yourself go slower than you want to. Okay, bring that left knee beside the right knee, straighten the right leg out, toes touch the mat. Nice straight right leg, lift and lower. Try not to bend the knee. Flexing the foot. That's the opposite of pointing the toes. Flexing the foot will also help keep the leg straighter. Lift and lower. Slowly, as slow as you can stand it. Excuse me. Come back, hands and knees. Separate your knees. Big toes touch the sides. Sit back to your heels. Stretch your back. Or if you can't compress your knees that much, you can under your hips and just let yourself relax this way. A little bit back. Hold. Stretch. Come back to hands and knees. Again, patting under your knees if it's starting to bother your knees. Or you can always shift your hips back a little bit so they're not right over the knees. If you shift them back, it takes pressure off your kneecap. And sometimes that's all you need to do. Okay, this one is legs straight back, parallel to the mat, both elbows straight. Keep the knee lifted. Don't let it drop down. Look at where your knee is now. Look at your leg. Keep it lifted as you bring the heel in toward the glute. Slowly and straighten it back out. In and out. Keep your side parallel to the floor. Keep moving. Okay, bring that leg down beside the other leg. Straighten the left leg straight back. Look underneath. Look at it. Try to have the thigh parallel to the floor and watch it as you bend it for the first time. Bend that left knee. Bring the heel to the glute and straighten it out nice and straight. And watch it a couple times to make sure your knee doesn't come down. It's okay to do that. It's okay to look at your body and see what's happening because it may feel totally different from what's really happening. I know that sometimes in cat balancing, my leg straight back isn't straight. I've seen it. I think it's straight. It feels straight to me. So every once in a while I check it or I intentionally tighten all those muscles, which helps to straighten the leg. Yeah, these videos are showing me all the things that I need to work more at. And these are for me as well as for you. Though I don't watch them very much, I must admit. Especially now that I'm not editing them for a while. When I start editing them, then I have to watch them all the way through and catch those places muted. Okay. Come back down. Stretch back. Child's pose. And we're ready for gentle. So if you're already on your back, you are already there. Lay flat on your back with your legs straight on the mat. If you cannot lay with your legs straight on the mat, which for I don't know how many years I couldn't do because it hurt my back. So I always rolled up, well, when I learned how to do that, I rolled up a blanket and put it underneath my knees. And oh man, that's still, if I'm going to be laying in Shavasana for a long time, like I know it's going to be a long relaxation, I put something on. I also have something, a little towel or something that I roll up and I put under my neck. But the neck has a natural curve. When you lay here for a long time, that can start to get challenged. So, laying on your back, shift and try to move your shoulder blades down a little bit. Walk your heels maybe a little bit further away. Stretch gently. Tuck your chin a little bit. Stretch the back of the neck a little bit. It's not going to take that curve out. That's spinal. Not with this one little stretch. Palms up. Away from you a little bit. Open your heart. Feel the openness of the front of your body. Let your heart be open with the breath. Inhale deeply. Let the belly expand, the low ribs, the upper ribs. If you can do it first at the belly, let the diaphragm contract and push down on all the things in the belly to make them expand. Bringing air into the bottom of your lungs. Imagine you breathe into every cell in your body. Inhale. Imagine when you breathe out from every cell in your body, releasing toxin, tension, and stress and anxiety from every single cell. Inhale and exhale. You have to inhale deeper to get to every cell in the body. You have to exhale completely to release. With your next inhale, move your arms to the floor above your head. You can do this with your elbows bent and just your hands above your head. Or you can reach your arms straight as long as you can rest them on the floor or on the blanket overhead. Don't just let them hang there. That's going to pull on your shoulders. So you don't want them hanging and pulling on your shoulders like this. Bend your elbows if you need to. Feel the stretch increase in the front of the body. You might feel it all the way down to the tops of the hips. Still breathing deeply as best you can with these muscles pulled tight. Yes, I removed my blanket. I was demonstrating for y'all. You can keep it there the whole time. Next time you exhale, take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, bring your right knee up, bring your arms up. Still exhaling. As you move with your breath. Finish the exhale. Your shoulders relaxed. Pull the knee in. Inhale. Your way back to starting position. Arms overhead, laying down. When it's time to exhale, the left leg comes up, moving with your breath. Inhale, back to starting position. Finish your inhale. Exhale. Other leg up, right leg again. Keep alternating sides. Try to move slowly with your breath. Don't rush it. Don't make the breath shorter or stop it halfway. If you get done with the movement, before you get done with the breath, hold the stretch for a moment. Finish your breath. Then start the other half of the breath. next time you're holding your right knee, just don't stop in the middle. Just next time you're hugging your right knee in, keep holding it. Breathe naturally and hold the stretch. Right knee held in. Close your chest. Shoulders relaxed. Arm muscles working. Jaw relaxed. Space between your eyebrows relaxed. Both legs relaxed. Cup your right hand over the top of the knee and rotate it. Left buttock stays down. Right buttock stays down. Back stays down. Don't go way far so you're lifting all the way up and doing all this weird stuff. I know it's weird in general, but just for the hip. If you're lifting up, you're going to be on where the hip can go right now, and it's not changing anything. You're just helping the leg move further by lifting. And it isn't really further. It's the same angle here as it is here. Keep moving in the same direction. Rotate the other way around. This way it's generally less comfortable. Be aware of what your back and your glutes are doing. They should be in contact with the mat equal, all the same, all the time when you rotate. In class, some people would, even when I would suggest keeping your back down, they always wanted to go really far with that leg and maybe lifting up, and they weren't hurting anything. They probably weren't hurting their back or anything, but they weren't getting any more benefit out of it. And probably less because they couldn't feel where their edge is and maybe challenge it a little bit. Bring your knee in. Take it across the body. I bend my left knee. Shift my hips to the right. Then I straighten my left leg back out. Take my right knee over. My right foot stays on my left leg. I bend my left knee a little bit. So my right foot could stay on my left leg. And then I rotate you can even put your hand on your right side of your body, your ribs, and just gently guide it. Don't pull it. Just gently guide it to the right. Remember, you don't let your right arm hang out there in space without support. You either bend the elbow, let the elbow touch the floor, or have something underneath your right arm to support it. You don't try to force it to the floor, pulling on your shoulder, potentially causing rotator cuff damage by just trying to do this because you think the arm has to be on the floor straight, and it does not. Okay, roll slowly back over, shift your back to flat, keep your right knee bent, let your right knee go out to the right so you're in the reclined tree. Don't push it down, just like gravity stretch it. Those buttocks are down on the mat. As you relax more, as the muscle releases more, your right leg may go down further. Don't try to force it. Just let the weight of your leg, gravity, do the stretching for you. Stay relaxed. And bring your right knee up, straighten your right leg beside your left leg, and hug your left knee into your chest. Keeping your shoulders relaxed. Using arm muscles, keeping both arms and legs relaxed. Both legs, sorry, relaxed. Arm muscles working, but not your shoulders. Stretch your back. This is a great back stretch. Cup your left hand over the top of the leg and slowly rotate the upper leg and the hip. Keep your legs relaxed. Don't lift and lower your bottom leg, the bottom part of your left leg. Make sure both buttocks stay down on the mat. Don't go that far that they start to arch up. Your back arches up. We have a difficult time understanding that less is more sometimes. In this case, less actually is more. If you lift up, you're not getting more. You're getting less. And you can't feel where you can maybe go a tiny bit more in that circle. Still keeping your buttocks down. Increasing gently, perhaps, the range of motion in the hip joint. Go the other way around, please. Again, this will probably be the less comfortable way. Without even being aware of it, our body goes in the most comfortable direction first. Bring the left knee in. Shift your hips a little bit. Your hips, slide them or shift them or bounce them a little bit to the left. If you may cross the body to the right, shift a little bit more if you feel you need to. Hold the leg down with your right hand. Make sure your left foot is on your right leg. Make sure you're not forcing that left arm down. Rotate the whole torso or let the left arm rest on something or bend the elbow. Let the elbow rest on the floor behind you. Just let it hang off your side. Don't pull on the shoulder. You'll feel it in the front of the shoulder mostly if you're pulling on it. Now roll back onto your back. Shift your back to flat. Keep your left knee bent, foot on the mat, and let your left knee slowly control it. Go out to the left toward the floor. Reclined tree. Supta. Vrksasana. Hold the stretch. Yes, this is a yoga sequence. And it's from integrative yoga therapy, I think. part of it is. I don't know. I've been doing this one so long. I don't think it could be from integrative yoga therapy because I didn't have that book for a long time. So I think some of it's pieces from here, pieces from there that I've kind of collected. Keep your left knee bent where it is. Bend your right knee. Put the bottoms of your feet together. You're lying down still. I'm seated, but you're lying down. Bring the bottoms of your heels together. Knees apart. Recline the bound angle. Supta Bandha Konasana. Hold the stretch again. Don't force anything. Doesn't matter how high or low your knees go. It matters how you feel the stretch. Release. Knees up, roll to your side, come to seated however you sit comfortably. Oh, well, that's okay. I was going to do a neck stretch while we're laying on our back, but that's okay. We can do it some other time. So, seated, let's warm up the shoulders and the neck muscles a little bit more so that we can stretch the neck. Hands on your shoulders, fingers in front, thumbs in back. Curl, rotate, circle your elbows, or oval them. I have to get that correct because Terry, I don't know. Never mind. I don't know if I'll be the yoga instructor when the wellness center opens again. For one of them. I don't think any of us yoga people from outside will be yoga instructors there. We'll see. Go the other way around, so I may not be seen. Terry, Marcia, and a few others in class. We need to have a lunch thing or something, all of us, so we can all get together and share all the new restaurants, the information that we have, all that stuff. We really, really should. We could bring a picnic lunch and just meet outside someplace. I think that would be awesome. That's and relax your shoulders. And let's swing our arms. Lift them up, crossing a different one on top. Don't force them back to your leaning forward. Just let them kind of drop and swing back. This is good for the immune system. One of the ones, even the circles, is sort of good for the immune system. It helps cleanse some of the major lymph gland areas. Lymph glands are throughout our whole body, but it helps some of the areas where they get more from outside, like the throat, because we breathe, and the armpits, because those pores under the armpits are bigger. So they might get more toxins in. And cleansing the lymph glands is really important for our immune system. This also helps increase the blood flow to the thymus gland. I posted something about the thymus gland on my Facebook page from an article I read. Very important gland. All those glands do all that. They do a lot more than we realize. You keep them healthy. Okay, now rest your hands on your thighs. Put your head to the right. hold it. Don't turn it to the right. The chin stays. You're looking straight ahead. You just tilt. Like you're reaching your ear toward your shoulder. Try not to lean. Try not to lift your shoulder up. Just stretch the side of your neck, left side of your neck. And up. Tilt your head to the left. And up. Turn your head to the right as it's look over your shoulder. Try not to turn your torso. Your hands are holding your knees. They're not going to slide. With your head turned as far as you comfortably can, nod your head just gently, just a little bit up and down. I think I posted something I was reading about meditation as well, or prayer, or whatever that you can do, that you can sit quietly with your eyes closed and just let your thoughts flow freely without trying to control anything. And to neutral, back to center, go the other side, nod up and down. And after a yoga class, even before, but after, once your body and your blood is flowing and you've moved and opened up the flow of energy as well, it's a good time to sit for a while, or, sit for a while and just find something to meditate. Look at a candle, follow your breath. We all know the alternate nostril breathing. It's a great time is afterwards. Back to center. Tuck your chin. Keep your back straight with your chin tucked. Turn your head. It's if you're sliding your chin along your collarbones. You aren't tucking that far. Staying straight. You're just swinging your chin in front of your collarbones like you're saying no to the mat. You bring your head to center tuck, and then lift up, and lengthen your neck, lift your chin, jut your chin a little bit. Don't let your head just drop back. Keep your neck long. And then tuck your chin down. Slowly lift, jutting your chin a little bit. Keep your neck long, shoulders down. Press your shoulders down a little bit intentionally. Keep moving. You'll feel compression in the back of the neck. Keep the neck long, stretched. Again, don't overdo things. Just make it a little movement if that's what works for you. You don't have to make it a big movement. And we're going to do two kinds of head circles. So be aware that these are two different movements of circling the head. First one is you're going to tilt your head to the right. You're going to let it roll and drop forward, chin tucked, center. And roll it, lifting it up so your head is tilted to the left. And then roll it gently back toward the back, over to the right, tilted to the right, not looking to the right, tilted to the right. Chin down, tilt left, slowly lifting. Take it back, a little bit forward, tilt right, and keep going like that for a while. We're going to go in the same direction. Try to make it smooth. Try to not lift your shoulders. You'll feel some movement. You can't help it because neck muscles are connected down below the shoulder blades and over the shoulders a lot. So it's going to affect the shoulders. Next time your chin is tucked down, pause there for a moment. I'm going to wait. And lift up to neutral. Now you are going to turn your head in circle. So look to the right. And then lift your chin up, make a big circle in front of you. Look to the left. And then back to center, tucking down. Take your chin, slide it up so it's over the right shoulder. Lift it up, circling it in front. Chin to the left shoulder. And slide it down the left side of the body. And keep going in that direction for a while. This one feels good. The other one I do often, so I don't feel it as much anymore. It's not as big a stretch for me. This one I do less often, so I feel it a lot more. But I probably need to start doing this more often. Especially feel it in that shoulder that is aggravated because it's obviously tight. If there's pain, there's tightness. Next time you're tucked down, slide chin up, lifting your head, looking over your left shoulder, kind of lift your chin up, bring your head center, turn it to the right, and bring it back down, center. I think this is going in the opposite direction. I think it is. Yeah, it feels different. One more time. And head up to neutral, palms together. Thank you all for coming. Have a wonderful rest of the day, and I'll see some of you on Thursday. Sat Nam. Namaste.